Welcome to the LinkedIn How to Create a LinkedIn Profile virtual workshop in partnership with Seattle Public Library. My name is Liana Lee, and I'm an embedded career specialist at WorkSource South Seattle College. In today's workshop, you will learn how to create a LinkedIn profile and how to utilize LinkedIn to connect to job opportunities. However, before we get started, be sure to check out more videos and workshops at www.spl.org. and www.worksourcewall.com. What we will cover in this workshop. We'll first do an introduction of what is LinkedIn. Next, we'll create a LinkedIn account, learning how to sign up, add a photo, add a banner, customize your URL, import contacts. Then we'll learn how to build a profile that attracts employers. So profile versus resume. Edit your profile. Add experience and education, skills, privacy setting. Last, we'll have some Q&A. What do you do on other forms of social media? Think about Facebook. Oftentimes, if you're writing a post on Facebook, it may show a picture of you, and then you'll say something like, I like donuts. Now think about Snapchat. Snapchat, you'll probably say something like, watch me eat a donut. But on something like Instagram, where there's a lot of photos, you may take a picture and then under your photo say something like, here's a cool photo of my donut. On Pinterest, you might say, here's a donut recipe. To where on Spotify, you might hear something like, I'm listening to donuts. And on WhatsApp, anyone want a donut? The reality is, you do different things on different social media channels, from taking selfies to looking at recipes, but where does LinkedIn fit in? Well, LinkedIn is the social network for professionals. Despite the professional focus, LinkedIn is quite similar to social media networking sites like Facebook. It's based on principles like connecting to friends, or in the case of LinkedIn, connections, posting updates, sharing and liking content, and instant messaging other users. For example, you may say something on LinkedIn like, I hope to operate a donut franchise one day, or I have 3 years of experience making donuts. Or even maybe something like, here are 3 recommendations from former donut colleagues. LinkedIn also puts a professional spin on ideas you know from Facebook. Your profile, for example, it can become a resume complete with work experience, accomplishments, recommendations, and referrals from colleagues. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on the internet. You can use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship, connect and strengthen your professional relationships, and learn the skills you need to succeed in your career. And once you create a LinkedIn profile, it will allow you to share your professional background online, such as your work experience, education skills, and recommendations as well. So how do you begin to connect to job opportunities? Well, let's first provide you with some facts. Did you know that 2.5 million people on LinkedIn are hired through their connections every year? Or that over 10 million employers posting 7.5 million jobs per month? And that 92% of recruiters use LinkedIn in daily interactions? Or that 93% of hiring managers will look at candidates' social media before interviews? Regardless of how the hiring managers first learn about you, most likely they're checking out your LinkedIn profile before deciding to bring you in for an interview. However, let's check out some feedback from actual members. One member said, finding a job at my age, 55 plus, seemed impossible. I turned to LinkedIn, and 80% of my interviews were generated through LinkedIn. 60% did not involve a recruiter. Another member said, LinkedIn is an irreplaceable tool in my career. The ability to show employers the exact experience and skill sets you have on your profile ultimately helped me get the job. Create a LinkedIn account. Did you know 9 out of 10 employers use LinkedIn during the hiring process? In this section, we will review how to set up your account, add a photo, personalize URL, and import contacts. Let's take a quick tour of your page. At the top, you see Home, My Network, Jobs, Messaging, Notifications, and Me. Home is similar to Facebook's newsfeed. Here you can see posts made by other LinkedIn users and make your own posts that others can see, like, share, and comment on. Like Facebook, you can limit your posts to just connections in your network or share your thoughts with everyone. My Network. My Network is where you can see your existing network of connections and search for LinkedIn users to invite to join your network. You can also see existing invitations you've received from others. Jobs. Jobs is a comprehensive career site. You can search for and apply for jobs, get information about companies you're interested in, and much more. You can set up notifications and get emails when there are new job postings. Messaging. Messaging leads to an instant messaging platform you can use to chat with people in your network. You can also use it to send messages to people outside your network with something called InMail, if you subscribe to certain tiers of LinkedIn Premium. Then there's Me. Me is where you can find your profile, which is similar to your resume. Here you can show your career history by posting your work experience, accomplishments, education, current location, and more. If you have a LinkedIn account, this should be as polished as your actual resume. As you can expect, professional connections and recruiters to look at it. Set up your account. Go to linkedin.com and complete the prompts including location, industry, reason for joining. On the next slide, we'll take a tour of how to set up your account. First, click on Join Now. Next, enter your email, and a password. Click Agree and Join. Now enter your first and last name. Once done, press Continue. A security verification will pop up. Click Verify. And once you're finished, click Done. Now enter in your region or country, your zip code, and click Next. Enter in your most recent job title. And the company name. Next, click Continue. You'll receive a confirmation email with the code. Please enter in the code once received. Once the code is entered, click Agree and Confirm. And identify if you're looking for a new job. You have officially completed and created your own LinkedIn. Now it's time to take a great photo. Before taking your photo, make sure you use a background that isn't distracting, dress for the job you want, smile and have a friendly expression, do not use a selfie, do not use a group photo, make sure you have good lighting. Profiles with photos get up to 21 times more views. This helps humanize your profile and make you more approachable. If you don't have a profile-worthy photo handy, click Skip for now to move on to the next step and download the LinkedIn mobile app. Once you have taken a great photo, be sure to name it something recognizable. Make note of where it is located on the computer before you upload. You can also use LinkedIn app to take and upload photos. On the next slide, we'll give you a tutorial of how to add a photo. Click on the LinkedIn button. Next, you want to click on the camera image. Click again to begin to upload. Click Upload Photo and search for your image name. Once you choose your photo, you have the option of crop, filters, or making adjustments. Once finished, click Save Photo. Now you have a profile photo. Next, we're going to add a banner photo. This image should reflect your brand. Pick a wide landscape photo that says a little about you or the industry you want to be in. Do not pick a banner image that may give anyone a negative opinion. You can use abstract or close-up images. In the next slide, we will learn how to choose a banner and upload it. Awesome. You're going to click on Me, go to View Profile, click on the camera in the banner section, upload photo, search for the photo, click Choose. Again, you can crop, filter, and make adjustments. Once you're finished, click Apply. You have now uploaded your banner. Now it's time to pause and take a few minutes to sign up for an account and add a photo. Now we will learn how to create a custom URL. If you have a LinkedIn account, then you have your own unique internet address called a URL. This address is what browsers use to find you on the internet and out of the other 500 million LinkedIn members. Your address is unique to you, and if you haven't customized it, it will likely consist of your first and last name followed by numbers, letters, and dashes. Something like forward Justin-Honan- 0519141B1. Kind of complicated, right? However, if you take a look at the bottom section of the page where it says edit your custom URL, you can go ahead and make it your own so that it's easier for people to find you, but also easier to share with others as well. Click on Me, View Profile, Edit Public URL, and now you can customize it however you like. For some, it's easier just to get rid of the last numbers and keep your first and last name. However, if you have a common name, switch it up. Maybe put your last name first and your first name last. Now we will learn how to import contacts. The fastest way to make connections on LinkedIn is to start with your existing contacts. You can import from multiple email accounts, and you only need to send a request once. If a contact is not already on LinkedIn, you can invite them. LinkedIn will request permission from your email provider. Now let's watch the tutorial. Click on My Network. Under Continue More Options, choose your email source. From there, you can choose who you would like to connect with. Build a LinkedIn profile that attracts employers. Did you know over 50% of hiring managers use LinkedIn profiles to qualify job seekers? More than half of hiring managers will decide whether to move forward with your application based on your LinkedIn profile. A detailed LinkedIn profile will help you get your foot in more doors. In Section 2, we will review a profile versus a resume, how to edit your profile, privacy settings, and how to reach out to make a connection. A profile versus a resume. There are big differences between your LinkedIn profile and your resume. For example, your LinkedIn profile speaks to all potential employers, not just a single one. Goes into more detail with skills, projects, interests, certifications, and more. Contains recommendations and endorsements. Allows other professionals and employers to interact, learn, and contact you. Edit your profile. Members with complete and accurate profiles are discovered more by employers and recruiters. Click on the Me icon at the top of your LinkedIn homepage. On the right side of the page, click Add New Profile section to begin editing and adding to your profile. You can add headline, location and industry, summary, work experience, education and certification, skills, headline. Show your skills and expertise. What do you do? Communicate the value you bring to a new employer. Why should they care? Include at least one keyword or phrase for the type of job you desire. Optional. Show something unique to make your LinkedIn profile stand out. A reminder of common mistakes. Only mentioning your current job title or company. Writing anything like seeking opportunities, looking for new opportunities, or currently employed. Now take a look at the example provided on the slide on your left-hand side. Now let's view a tutorial on how to edit your profile along with added headline. That's your headline. Click on Me, then View Profile. Click on the Edit for Add Profile section. Next, edit your headline. Be sure to save once you're done. And the same can be done for Edit Your Profile. Awesome. Now you have an updated headline. Let's talk about location and industry. Your location should be where you want to work. You want to be sure to include the city, which will make you stand out 23 times more. Location is one of the top 5 fields that LinkedIn prioritizes when doing a keyword search. Always choose the one with area at the end. Summary. Your summary is the best place for you to communicate your professional brand and put your own spin on your expertise. Here's an easy formula we recommend. 1 to 2 sentences about who you are, 2 to 3 sentences about your experience, top skills, and key passions. 1 to 2 sentences about your future goals and how other members can engage with you. Make sure to include a summary of at least 40 words to show up in the search itself. Please take a look at the screen to see what your options are. For example, you're able to write up to 2,000 characters. Now let's view a tutorial. Click on Me, View Profile, Add Profile section. Then there will be a drop-down in which you can go to About and click on Summary. In this section, you will write an attention-grabbing summary. You want to make sure you use keywords and also talk about some accomplishments. Be sure to save once you're done. Awesome. Now let's talk about work experience. You need to break down at least the last 10 years of jobs that you've had, if you have 10 years of jobs. And remember that your work experience can read like a resume. You can also add sections at your own leisure. You want to make sure you list accomplishments and results, and understand that 91% of employers prefer candidates to have work experience. You want to load this section with keywords and avoid using buzzwords. All right, now let's talk about education and certifications. You want to make sure that you add any type of training that can really accelerate your opportunity to getting viewed and also getting someone to reach out to you and getting a job. So you want to mention your highest level, which is most prominent degree, that should be listed first. So if you're applying for a welding job, make sure you list those welding certifications. Also, unfortunately, there is still some age discrimination that may take place. So for those who may feel a little uncomfortable putting the years in which they've graduated, go ahead and choose to edit out that area. And I recommend that you pretty much don't even add the years if you don't feel comfortable. However, if you would like to add the years, go ahead and do so. Now let's view a short tutorial on both. How to pretty much add your education along with adding work experience. Again, add profile section, which will have a drop down. You want to go ahead and click on work experience underneath background. There's an option for the title, the employment type, in which, what was it, part-time or full-time? You can also do the company name, location, and then the dates in which you were employed. And take a look at the very bottom where it says share with network. Remember that you have an option to share your updates with your network or to turn it off. But once you're done, be sure to save. Now let's add your education. You can go ahead and type in the school in which your school may even just pop up the more you type. Go ahead and add in your degree. You can also add in the field of study if you have one, the year you graduated, along with the year you started. Any activities, and then also a description if you like. Again, at the bottom of this section is an option to share with your network. Also, you want to remember to save. Skills. You want to be sure to list 15 on average with top 3 endorsed by others. You should be listed in order of, the history, summary, and then also anything that really fits in the field in which you're applying for. You also want to be mindful that skills and endorsement are as important as references. So if you can go ahead and get a current employer to endorse some of your skills, or maybe even get your director or whoever's in leadership or even a peer to go ahead and write your recommendation, that would be super awesome. And just as a reminder, the skills section is not searchable. Now let's view a tutorial on how to edit your skills. You want to go to that Add Profile section, click on Skills, and begin to add the skills that you have. Awesome, you have added skills to your profile. Privacy settings. Click the Me icon at the top of your LinkedIn homepage. In the drop-down menu, select Settings and Privacy to begin managing your account settings. For example, you can add an additional email address, change your password, and control your notification preferences. In the next few slides, we'll show tutorials on how to do each example I provided. In this tutorial, we will learn how to add an email. You're going to first click on Me, which will prompt the drop-down. Click on Settings and Privacy, in which you'll go ahead and click on your account, and it'll bring up email address. click Change. Add email address, in which a verification will pop up for you to go ahead and put in a password. Once you're finished, click Done. You have added an email. In the next tutorial, we will learn how to remove an email. Go ahead and click on Remove. You will then have to enter that password in and click Remove. In the next slide, we will learn how to change our password. Under Account, click Change Password. You can go ahead and type in your current password followed by your new password, then retype your new password for verification. Once complete, click Save. On the next slide, we will learn how to control our profile preferences. We want to go ahead and click on Privacy. Next, we'll have a list of different options. However, for this tutorial, we will more so focus on how to share job changes, education changes, and work anniversaries on Profile. Because there is an option to show when you update things. You can either click on, no for on, or you could just go ahead and turn it off. All right, this concludes our tutorials. Now we're going to learn how to make a connection utilizing your LinkedIn. Now that you have an amazing LinkedIn profile, it's time to make new connections. You want to make sure that you connect with others by sending them an invitation or by accepting their invitation to you. Be sure to interact with and learn more about your connections. Send them messages. See their updates on your homepage. Sometimes all it takes is one connection to start your career journey. Go ahead and take some time practicing. Feel free to go ahead and reach out if you have any questions that you may want to get answered. However, I want to thank everyone for attending this workshop and hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening.